From a building that can get louder than almost any in the National Football League, this is GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Jake Elliott is out ready to kick this one away. And we're underway from Kansas City. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. He's got his man. That's Travis Kelce. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Give him 3 on that game. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
That's Lamb running the slant. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3. The screen pass falls incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. They'll run it. Here's Pacheco. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love third down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because it's money down and they want the ball, but a third down run for a first down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
Bails out of the pocket quick. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Trying again, following the sack. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down. Now it's Mahomes. Dumped off to his running back. And not only does he go in the wrong direction, but he's stopped for a net loss on the return.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the third down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently, little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
The Chiefs looking to punt on fourth down, so on comes Matt Araiza to handle it. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Right to the air, Burrow. Got his target. It's Hill. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Burrow from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Brought down by Fred Warner. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too. Creating the space for a solid pickup.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. Thinking interception to be had, and incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. So no return on that punt. And the Chiefs will be backed up a good bit to begin the drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Man in motion out of the slot. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Nakobe Dean in on the tackle. Through 1 quarter, neither side breaking through on the scoreboard. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment. About set for the second quarter. Chiefs football here. They have 2nd and 9 for their first play. Pistol now for Mahomes. Cut by Hunt. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
Third and long for Mahomes. That pass is complete to Kelsey. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes. Finds his man Chase. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Again, Mahomes to throw. Finds Chase on the slant. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Pacheco gets it from the gun. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. And he has them a 1st down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. That's good for 7 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that can tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time.
And he works this to the 38 before going down.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
2nd and 1. Completes this one to Chase. And they get this down to the 28. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Mahomes on 1st and 10. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. Only half a minute to go in our half. Let's see how they begin the drive. On 1st down, here's Burrow. Into traffic, complete. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They send one of the tight ends in motion right. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Well, Brock, I think it's safe to say this has been a defensive slobber knocker through 2, right? Maybe some points finally on the horizon as we resume play. Philadelphia has its offense out to start this third quarter. And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They send Hill right. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And that's good for a gain of 5. That was Sauce Gardner dropping him there. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
They run it with Saquon Barkley. He'll cobble together a yard there. Stopped by the unmistakable Max Crosby. They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st down, Burrow to throw. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete.
Yeah, I know nobody's perfect. And all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
They had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. He'll get this one to Brown. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Play brought to an end by Jalen Ramsey.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. This one's taken in by Hill. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
From the red zone now. This throw is caught. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Burrow out of the shotgun. To the edge of the end zone. Oh, it's incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
3rd and short, it's Burrow. He's on the move. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Eagles take the lead right away in half number 2. Joe Burrow with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Hardman with a return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Kansas City offense back out there and set to go. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. On the draw, it's Pacheco. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's the Chiefs in possession to start. They trail, but that lead is reachable. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now it's Mahomes. This one taken in by Chase. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
I'm sure Coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Off the play fake, it's Mahomes. Throw complete to Lamb. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Taken in by Chase, left side. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10, it's Mahomes. Has his man, it's Pacheco. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, but it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Back to the air, Mahomes. Caught near the goal line. And that's a Kansas City touchdown. So the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Butker on now to kick this one away. Here's Smith on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Eagles about set to go on offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. Burrow from the gun. Got his target. It's Hill. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Rolling into enemy territory. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 from the 41. Setting up to pass. He's got Brown on the slant. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. The drive picks up here. 1st and 10. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he's able to drive them forward into the red zone. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's 2nd. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Here's another carry for Barkley. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down. They go to Barkley again. And he is into the end zone for a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles have taken the lead late. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal. But you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Offense heading out now for the Chiefs. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Back to throw. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. He'll look to throw it. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Darius Slay has it. And the Eagles make the play that should win them this game. No timeouts remaining here, partner, so they can just run out this clock. The Eagles take a knee. They're going to let the seconds tick away in this win.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Eagles will fly out of here with a road win. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
And with Brock Huard and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Kansas City.
First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. The kicker, Jake Bates, has this one on the tee. He'll run up and send this one away here at Ford Field. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here's the Pro Bowler, Christian McCaffrey. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
Second down and right back to McCaffrey. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
And shedding the tackle, and now Saroon. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
Now here's Mahomes. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that will bring up second down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he is going to have a Niners first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
A lot depending on the spot there, and he got it. But it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you had the first down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
And the 49ers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
We're scoreless after 1. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Now Mahomes. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that throw is incomplete.
Great coverage down in the end zone. He's scanning the field, looking. No one ever came open. So in the end, he makes the best decision and just fires it over the end line.
This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. This the most important of them all, 3rd and goal. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. CeeDee Lamb from 6 yards away. And the 49ers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Jake Moody now for the point after. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out now come the Lions. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. That is caught. Room to maneuver at the 35. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 56 yards.
Just a breakdown there defensively. It looked like someone got their wires crossed because no one seemed to pick him up at all. He's running free, and there's not a quarterback in the league who's going to miss that throw. That's a huge play.
Now Burrow. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Here's 2nd and 10. To the air again, Burrow. That's complete, right around the 8. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. 4th down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage. On 4th down, on is Jake Bates for the Lions field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Bates' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. Well, not many teams use the fullback in the passing game. Heck, not many teams use a fullback anymore in the NFL. And even with those that do, you don't typically see a lot of big plays when the ball's thrown to him. In this case, it exceeded expectations.
That's over the middle and caught by Aiyuk. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Mahomes going to throw. He's got Aiyuk once again. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And again, it's Mahomes. Open man, right side, it's Lamb. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And he'll go right back to Lamb. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Christian McCaffrey from 6 yards away. And the 49ers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Burrow looking to pass. That one complete to Hill. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Now it's Burrow. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field are covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now it's Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. As the first half is winding down. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point attempt here still to come. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14 to 10. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Niners ready to go on offense for the final time of this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. The Niners set to take over on offense. And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went in at the half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. We say we use them to start the second half and get us going.
That'll give them 8 that time, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
In motion, the tight end. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. It's rare that a receiver of his caliber would drop one pass, but that's now 2 times he's had his mitts on one and lost it.
Yeah, and I don't think that they're going to lose confidence in him, though, because of the track record. Such a good player, maybe having a bad game, but I think they'll still go to him in a critical spot.
Here's Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Niners are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Mahomes now to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Another shot now for this Lions offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Burrow will throw. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. His 2nd catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game, and a 1st down on that last catch as well. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down if they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up. That'd be the time to do it.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get 1st downs and eat away at the clock.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Lions will take over. So now the Lions down 14-10, a little under a minute 50 remaining. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field as they have it 1st and 10. To throw, Burrow. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Now Burrow. Connecting with Hill. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Burrow. That is caught. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Burrow. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Throwing, Burrow. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Here's Burrow. Able to find the open man. That's complete. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. Throwing now is Joe Burrow. That is caught by Laporta. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. It is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
Now it's Burrow. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the 49ers have just about sewn up this football game. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. And they take a knee. Mahomes down to a knee, and that should just about write a finish to this one. Well, this is one of those games where if you win it, it feels extra special. But to lose a close one like this, Charles, remember where they didn't score any points in the second half, that has to sting a bit more.
Absolutely, and I really think that they're going to spend so much time poring over this game film, trying to figure out where their calls went wrong, how they didn't execute on certain plays. They were so close. Yeah, this one's going to linger for a little while as they try and diagnose this loss.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Ford Field.